Hey, what's good, right? This is at 980 in the clutch, and talking about the Miami Heat. I want to speak like from a fan perspective. Calling out the NBA media, how these past few seasons, the Heat have been getting like little to no coverage, or when they do get coverage, it's always been like negative talk against the Heat, or they're just giving praise to the team that they're facing against or their rivals, and just discounting all the Heat's accomplishments, or how they made it, to whether to the finals or to the conference finals or anything like that, and as a fan, it's starting to get both annoying and frustrating. Like, I don't understand, like, how does a team that's within the past 4 years has made it to two NBA finals, three conference final rounds, and, has like amazing, coaching in Eric Spoelstra, and has an ability to get so many undrafted guys go from that to end up being really important role players that made the difference in advancing to the next round, and even helping their guys getting paid during the off seasons. Like, I don't understand, like, what's the media's vendetta against them, because like I don't know if they're still like upset like with the whole LeBron Heedle situation. I don't know if it's because Pat Riley being such a big name, a huge influencer like within the league, because of how successful he is as a coach and executive, arguably the greatest coach this league has ever seen. I don't know if like the rest of the teams are jealous of him, or the media is tired of listening to Pat Riley. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand like why the media mainly only talks about the Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Celtics, the Bucks, wherever Kevin Durant goes. Before obviously was the Brooklyn Nets, and then now the Phoenix Suns, and the Milwaukee Bucks. That's all they talk about, is just those teams and then their star players, and they don't give any attention or love to the rest of the guys, the guys that have been really good. And we saw that this year with Denver, who just won the championship, but they barely get any recognition. The Sacramento Kings, they've been on a tear, but practically none of us knew that because the Kings barely get any coverage, So the fact that they were one of the top seeds in this past playoff run has been a shocker, but it really shouldn't have been, because how great their team is with De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Mike Brown. But the media obviously won't cover that because they're in a small market. Miami's one of the biggest markets though out there, so and they have a star player in Jimmy Butler. Whether fans or the media like him or not, he made it to the finals, and like he should be a perennial all-star. He has shut down many of his rivals, and he's getting close to a championship every year. Like, he's always a threat as long as he's healthy, God willing, and yet the media doesn't want to give him love for it. I don't fully understand. But that's what and it just baffles me. Like, fans are calling them out. A lot of people don't like they're like the on-air personalities, especially a lot of them that are laid off, the ones that are fairly popular, or mention other teams, and they still cut them off and just keep the guys that are just stick to one agenda, and that's it. And it's frustrating. There's a reason why like a lot of fans try to talk to YouTubers who talk about every single team. Like, one of my goals on this channel, like, yes, I made it clear, like, I am a Heat fan, but I try to give love and attention, and like try to talk about every single team possible. If you can check out the rest of my videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. And like, it's gonna come to the point where like the guys at ESPN or Fox Sports, they keep up with this agenda, and then once there's gonna be even more teams that are eventually gonna come up, and then make the playoffs, and then they're like, and they beat these media favorites, now it's gonna be like, oh, how come we didn't hear anything about this? Why is this an upset? Well, it's not really an upset, because one, they've been either the higher seed, or two, like, they've been putting a lot more work behind the scenes, whether it's through trades or making important signings, or like they're just better coached overall. And that makes a difference in basketball. Basketball is a team game, and like there's 30 different teams in the league. Some teams are going to be really good, other teams are not going to be so good. And why not talk about the ones that like are not only the ones that have the top name stars. Like, now, whether people like it or not, now Jokic is going to be a top star, because he's just won a championship, and he's on a you know, not a small market, but not like a major market, like in LA, like in New York or Chicago or Boston. So like they have to force their way just to get attention, you know, and that's really annoying. So and also regarding, you know, this whole situation, I mentioned like it's even spread to the league, because obviously, you know, by now, you know, we know that the league has sent a memo to all 30 teams that basically like this whole situation of superstars requesting a trade, and to Damian Lillard and his agent, if they make any more public comments saying that Damian Lillard only wants to go to Miami, then there's going to be a possible punishment for both him and his agent, which I don't understand. Once again, why, when it involves the Heat, now all of a sudden, like, that's where the league now says, okay, this is the line, this is our standard, no more of this, you know, because they have let so many superstar players get traded to their preferred destinations, and they've let it slide, you know, and it's even to the point where most of us fans are like, how is this possible? Like, who allowed this, you know? And this has been like both recently, these past 5 years, and if we want to go back, you know, even to their early days in the league, you know, like, let's refresh our memories, you know. For example, with Anthony Davis, you know, he was from the Pelicans, and he wanted specifically to go to the Lakers. You know, we all knew that, and like, although there was some friction at first, you know, like they made his life difficult, you know, trying to get to the Lakers, but eventually their GM got fired, and he still got traded to the Lakers, and they won a championship. James Harden, you know, he was on the Rockets, he was still a superstar. He wanted to get traded to the Nets, you know, and the Nets just got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and somehow he still got traded to the Nets, and they formed this, on paper, this amazing super team that would have broke the league, you know, and we were all like, how is this possible? How do they have three of the greatest offensive superstars out there on one team? It doesn't make sense, you know. We all try to figure that out. Kyrie Irving, you know, when he was on the Cavs, he wanted out. He didn't want to play with LeBron, and when he got traded to the Celtics, the Cavs' main rival at the time from the East, you know, and they had a bunch of talent, a bunch of young stars, you know, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown coming up, and they just signed Gordon Hayward at the time, and we were all wondering, like, how did this happen, you know, like, why to the Celtics, to a perennial threat? It doesn't make sense. Kevin Durant, when he was on the Nets, you know, on two separate occasions, one both publicly and privately, he wanted to go to the Suns. You know, what happened publicly, you know, didn't work out because, like, you know, he was still on the contract for 4 years. And then once he privately during the deadline, you know, once, you know, Kyrie, you know, left, and Harden and all these different things, then he eventually got traded to the Suns, you know. And if we want to go back further, you know, we can go back to Carmelo Anthony when he was with the Denver Nuggets. He specifically wanted to play for the Knicks. Like, and any team that was going to trade for Carmelo that was not the Knicks, they were basically just getting a rental. So, because he was going to sign with the Knicks anyway in free agency. So the Nuggets, they made the smart decision by trading Carmelo Anthony while he was still on the contract, and the Nuggets received a bunch of assets in return, and it kind of messed up the Knicks for years to come. That's why they didn't fully realize their potential in the 2010s. But if we want to go back even further, you know, we can talk around that same time frame. You know, Dwight Howard, you know, me as a Floridian, I know this personally. He wanted to go to the Lakers when he was with the Magic, and he eventually got his wish. Allen Iverson, when he was with the 76ers, he wanted to play with Carmelo Anthony. He got his wish. You know, Shaquille O'Neal, when he left the Lakers because he had issues with Kobe, he wanted to go to the Heat because he wanted to play with Dwayne Wade. He got his wish. If we want to go back even way further, okay, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he left the Milwaukee Bucks. He wanted to play for the Lakers simply because he didn't like the city of Milwaukee, and he got his wish. Will Chamberlain, same thing, basically, you know. He, you know, was with the 76ers. He won a championship, yet he desired to only play for the Lakers, and he got his wish. So I don't understand, like, now that Damian Lillard, he says, I want to get traded, I want to get traded to the Heat. Now all of a sudden, like, that's where the league draws the line. And it just baffles me, you know. And so I say, like, this is enough, and, like, you know, I want to speak, like, for the majority of Heat fans that, you know, like, I want to give the Heat, you know, especially on this channel, on this platform, their love, their respect, and, you know, from a non-biased perspective, you know, I want to give them their coverage, and I want to give the Heat, you know, like, you know, their chance, you know, like, they deserve some spotlight, especially they've been winning, they've done really well, and I do believe that they do need a scoring guard, you know, which I will talk about in my next one of my next few videos about how to get up there, you know, and now all of a sudden, like, now this is an issue. So I don't know, like, I don't get what's going on here, but please let me know what you guys think, you know, Heat fans, you know, what's your whole opinion on this whole saga, you know. And if you're not a Heat fan, you know, if you're one of the teams that, like, you know, are not talked about in the media as much, please let me know what you guys think in this whole situation with the media. You know, I would love to talk to you guys, you know, and you know, just we can share our opinions, and, you know, we can, you know, just grow together. So I love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. I love you guys so much. God bless you all, and talk soon.